Hey, business leaders, founders, and entrepreneurs. Do you have an idea for an app, a mobile application? Well, don't make an app without watching this video because you are likely going to mess it up, especially if you are not a technical person, because these tech people, they will take your money and not give you anything. But just a mobile app or a well-developed web portal can do wonders to your business or a startup that you have, be it shopping, banking, social media, music, health apps, telemedicine, you name it. Apps help us stay connected, they help out in our daily lives, they can get you customers or followers and revenue. So how to actually go about with your first mobile application? If you want to know, then let's go over this right now. But if you are here for the first time, I'm Dr. Umar Khan. I'm a physician and the founder of True Talent Online, and I have launched tech businesses, created specially healthcare telemedicine applications, and helped startups basically get off the ground. I want to share my experience and mistakes, so of course you don't repeat my mistakes. Of course, subscribe if you think that you would need to know more about these topics. Today, I'm going to walk you through the process of developing an app from an idea from conception to completion. And just to be clear, this video is not for programmers. This video is basically for tech entrepreneurs who actually are not technical persons, but they need to have something technical under their belt to show investors or actually get their business off the ground. Also for established business leaders who want to find new ways to get businesses and make more money. First of all, you have to be very, very clear. You have to effectively communicate your idea by putting it down on paper. A lot of people miss this. They don't know what they're actually doing. What you may expect from this video is as follows. First, we will have a sanity check to determine whether or not this is worthwhile for you to pursue actually developing a mobile application. Second, I'm going to talk about what tools you can potentially use to put this concept that you have in your mind actually on paper so that you are aware of what you want to do. Then I'll lay out the actions that you need to take. So to begin with, ideas are multiple. They are worthless in the real world if you don't test them out. First, you have to see what issue are you actually resolving. Create an app that addresses a particular issue. So at this stage, you have to be brutally honest to yourself. You have to be your own devil's advocate or you are going to be a big failure. But once you have surveyed the market and you have decided that, yes, I need something to get my product out there. I need something to grab attention. I need something to get in customers and make revenue. Then you can move on to the next step. The next step is going to be you have to create an app mock-up. Those are actually designs of the basic functionalities and looks for the app. And I'm going to name just a few of the numerous programs out there. Balsamic is one. Then you have Mockingbird. Then there's something called Mockflow. And then again, one last one, which is probably one of the better ones. That's Mock Plus. Basically, you can start developing this yourself by just dragging and dropping buttons, displays, whatever else you want to accomplish with that app. You can put in things like maps. You can put in notifications, things like that, just to put it on paper exactly what you are thinking about. Along with this, you will have a whole spec sheet of all the major features and functions and the accomplishments that this app is going to do for you. So you can actually have this done by a developer team because a developer team will probably always also have designers who can help you with this. But what you really need to have is you need to have your spec sheet in place. But of course, any developer team will prefer that you have, your diagrams in place, your basic layout in place so that they have a visual idea. But most tech teams who are experienced will be able to gather a lot from your spec sheet and actually give you recommendations. So it is not necessary to do this yourself because you may end up procrastinating and you may not get things done. Just find a good tech team who may be able to do this work for you and you just direct and you navigate everything else. But if you are a doer yourself, you can sit for a day and you can probably put everything together for your app. If you don't want to design all of this, all of these mockups, you can just put your specs down on paper. Let me try to explain a notion or a statement that you should keep in mind. It is very crucial when you are developing any type of new software. It is the MVP, the minimal viable product. This implies that you always construct the smallest possible version of whatever you want to create. Therefore, I advise everybody who creates software to constantly adhere to this idea, at least initially. Just to prove your concept, you need to have this MVP so that you can get this out on the market as soon as possible and be able to show it to your potential clients or investors that you have something ready and this will get you going. So focus on getting your MVP. This will have the basic functionality that you absolutely require. Next thing I think you should look into is try to find a technical co-founder. Finding a technical co-founder is necessary if you are not a technical person because that may lead to you expanding in many different horizons. But there are of course ways around this and you may not need to give half your equity to somebody else. but you can simply hire a tech team or hire resources who will do the job for you. But in that situation, you need to be very organized, and you need to, of course, watch my videos because you will learn a few things about this. And not to toot my own horn, but that's what True Talent Done Online basically looks to do. But in most situations, if you're able to find a technical founder to partner with you, then that will probably help you out in the long run. But in all of this, you have to be very judicious. You have to have your spec sheet ready, exactly what features you need, and you need to be able to communicate effectively about all of your ideas. And you need to have firm contracts in place and milestones for your developers or your team or even your developer partner as to which point they will be receiving your money. Don't go blindly. Don't just trust people. Make sure things are in writing and make sure you are available to have frequent and dedicated meetings with your tech team. You can't let things go out of your hands. So this was the basics of how you can go about starting with your mobile application. Just make sure you do your basics right. You get your spec sheet in order. You need to have pages upon pages of your exact requirements. Of course, they may change, and a good tech team will actually tell you, hey, get this out of your MVP for now and do this later. And we can still get your MVP out as soon as possible, let's say within 1 or 2 months, so you can get yourself in the market and pitch to your investors. So getting a mobile application or an app ready is not a big problem. You just need to make sure you have your steps in order. You need to have your idea. Make sure you prove your idea or at least have a reasonable understanding that this is what you really, really need. And then you get your spec sheet in order. Then you possibly get your mock-ups ready or do it yourself or hire somebody to do it for you so you can actually oversee and make sure you got everything in order. Then, of course, it will be the development process, and make sure you set timelines and milestones for your developers. Make sure you're able to communicate. Find any means to communicate, whether it's Slack or Skype or WhatsApp. Be able to communicate, set meeting schedules, put things down on paper, what you expect from them, what duration, and for what money. Make sure that is in there. And that, my friends, is what the doctor said. I am telling you today that you can do this. And if you think this is interesting, then stick around for the next video and you can subscribe right over here. And if you're interested to get your business plan in order, I have a video right here on the essential elements of any good business plan. Talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much.